today's show, Sister CEO author Cheryl Broussard will help us with our finances.
Hello and welcome to Pheleta's Soul Series. Today we're going to talk about our M-O-N-E-Y, that's right, our money, with none other than Cheryl Broussard, one of America's leading experts in business and personal finance. She's also the host of her own nationally and internationally syndicated radio show. She's an award-winning Washington Post best-selling author, magazine and online columnist, and motivational speaker. She's written such books as Sister CEO and The Jet Set Girl's Guide to Building a $1 Million Online Empire. Welcome, Cheryl Broussard.
Thank you. Thank you.
And she's also a good friend.
Yes.
So, I am so glad you came. You are one of the only people I thought of when I thought of Soul Series and wanted to do the money piece. I said, Cheryl Broussard, I've got to have Cheryl. There's nobody else. I've got to have Cheryl. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. So
Hey.
delighted to be here, and congratulations to you.
Thank you. This is my little baby, and thank
Yeah.
you for being a part of it. It
absolutely.
really makes a difference to have an expert like you on. So let's just get right into it.
Okay.
We were talking off camera about the basis of our money, and that is, let's talk about money mindset.
Yes, that is so crucial right now because most people, unfortunately, have a negative belief about money. And, see, money is really just energy. It's just a piece of paper, That's it.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
But I'm not making that connection of just really when you say energy, you mean the energy that it gets from me, or the energy that your money gets from you? Is that
from you and from other people? So you attract money and you repel money based on your beliefs. So that's why you see some people can do very well. They have money, and they may not be a really great person, but it has nothing to do with whether you were a good person or a bad person. Money comes to whoever wants it and wants to attract it.
Well, what kind of mindset? Because I don't know anybody who technically doesn't want money. However, apparently people are repelling money, or we've all had our phases in life where we're attracting more money or we're repelling money. What kind of mindset repels money? Because I know we don't want to know. I mean, we want to know what kind of mindset that is,
right?
So that we can do that. What kind of mindset is that?
Well, for example, let's take a client that I was working with a long time ago. She was out of Denver. And growing up, she came from a very wealthy family. And so when she was picked up from school, she was picked up in a limousine, and the kids made fun of her. So when she grew up, she started to think of money as negative and bad because she didn't like being made fun of. So she associated a lot of pain with money. So she would repel money. So she wouldn't write her checks out. She wouldn't pay her bills on time. When she had a job, she would either lose it. So she gave men money. I mean, money was just such a painful thing for her. So oftentimes our beliefs about money, such as that from our experiences, will affect how we have money, if we have it or we don't have it.
So what kind of, are we going back to our childhood?
Yes, we
are. To blame those parents for everything.
I know. But think about it. Money is the root of all evil. How many times have you heard that? Or money doesn't grow on trees.
Yes.
Or the other one that I've heard with women, if I make a lot of money, a man will not be attracted to me. Yes. And this is huge.
Yes.
So big, so big.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do we change our money mindset? Well, first of all, if we're having a problem with money, we can probably assume that it's the way we think about money.
It
correct?
is, correct, yeah.
So
because there's a lot of money. The money is everywhere. See, money never goes anywhere. It just exchanges. So it doesn't disappear. So even like during this economy, it's still there. But it goes to the people who attract it the most. Think about that.
That's an aha.
Yes.
It goes to the money is always there.
It's always there.
It goes to the people who attract it.
Yes.
I like that. So how can we attract it? We've got to change our mindset, obviously. How
First
do we
thing,
do that?
and the first thing, I have 4 exercises that I have people do. The first one is I have you write out, what are your thoughts about money? What did you hear when you were growing up? What were the experiences? Maybe your parents said something to you about money that are still stuck there. What was that? So write those things out. The second thing I want you to then think about is what do I feel about money on an emotional level? Do I use money to, when I go shopping, if I'm not happy emotionally, Do I go shopping with money? How does it make me feel? So I want you to write those things out about what is it that, why is my money, why is it that I'm not able to handle my money properly? Because it's based on my emotions. See, we're very emotional people. And if you notice that, think about it. Whenever you're not happy, what do people do? Is either one or two things, or what? Or eat.
Yeah, eat or spend. Yeah.
Oh, you said eat or spend.
Yes.
Okay, right. It's either one or both. So eating and or spending money are just, they kind of coincide together. So figuring that out, like, so what is it? And then I have people do affirmations about their money. And I have a whole list of them. And that's one of the things that they're going to get as part of this series is a whole affirmations and intentions about money. And I tell my clients every day, 25 times, repeat this over and over again. In fact, I even have you record it into your phone, and as you're just listening to it, like into your iPod, just keep listening to those affirmations and those intentions, because it really is about deprogramming your mind from all the negative thoughts and beliefs that you had from the past. It's easy to do, though. It
And
really
the fourth one,
is.
you said you had 4 things. You
You know what I do? A gratitude journal.
I've heard about it.
You know what? I have people write down everything that they're grateful for. I say, write down, and what do you already have? I want you to list everything that you already have, like if you have a house, nice car, whatever those things are, put a value next to it, and then you'll start to see that you have a lot already. See, what happens is, we as a people, we tend to focus on what we don't have as opposed to what we do have. So changing that and begin focusing on what you do have as opposed to what you don't have.
That is great. Great information, people, right? Right. We're going to have that on the website, on Facebook. Like us on Facebook, Pheleta, Pheleta. We're going to have that on there, and I'm going to give you information on how to contact Shirley and get on her website as well. We'll be right back. Stay with us. We have more about your money here with Shirley Broussard.
Coming up next.
It might mean you may need to move to another location where you don't need to spend as much money.
And later.
It's really taking a look at your money and saying, what changes do I need to make here?
Stay tuned.
Welcome back, everybody, to Pheleta's Soul Series. I'm sitting here with none other than Shirley Broussard, the financial guru. We're talking about your MONEY, something we don't always like to talk about. The first segment, we talked about how your money mindset affects how you handle your money, how much money you do or do not have.
Right.
However, in this economic climate, a lot of people found themselves with less money than they ever had, and it really wasn't their fault.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Exactly, and unfortunately there are external circumstances that will affect your money, and you don't have control over that, but you do have control on how you handle the external effects. And so you can't let it put you into a place, a depressed state of mind where you don't do the things that you need to do to move forward. So that's so crucial right now. And you're right now, you know, things are not as what they used to be. You know, things are higher, food prices are higher, and our income is not moving up.
So what do you do? How do you, I mean, because a lot of people, when you say you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're not able to do the things you need to do because you're depressed, a lot of people just gave up looking for jobs. And I'm sure that that mindset is one of feeling very low spiritually, you know, very depressed.
Yeah, low self-esteem.
Yeah, exactly, especially for men.
Yes.
Because men identify themselves with what they do in life, how much money they make, what their career is. So, and I can see how that could affect marriages. We're going to talk about marriages and money a little bit later in part 2. But so for people like that, how do you get a handle on handling the money you do have? If you have Social Security, because a lot of people retired.
Yes.
Because they couldn't find jobs and they were older. Or if you have unemployment or savings, how do you handle that?
Yeah, it really means taking a look at everything about your money. I mean, it's really a wake-up call for all of us. You know, a lot of us spent money on things that we really probably should not have purchased, or, you know, and it might mean you may have to downsize. It might mean you may need to move to another location where you don't need to spend as much money. It's really taking a look at your money and saying, what changes do I need to make here? And it's hard. It's not going to be easy, and I know that. And sometimes, you know, I have to tell people that, you know, maybe it's time for you to move from this home because it's taking too much of your money. You know, and what's the point of living when all your money is going toward your house mortgage payment?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just living for the house.
Exactly. Right. So it's really taking a look at where you are, where your money is going, and then making changes. It might mean giving up some things that, like I don't want to say a gym membership, but maybe you have 2 or 3 different things that you don't really need all of them.
Right.
You know.
But now that would be a serious mindset shift.
Yes.
To look at where you live and possibly have to sell your house,
Yes.
let your house go, because a lot of people define themselves by their home.
Yes.
So in this economy, I can imagine that a lot of people have also felt like they've lost a bit of their identity.
Yeah.
How do they handle that?
Yeah, and that is not easy at all, and that does happen quite a bit because we are symbols. We're so used to having the symbols of wealth, and a lot of times those symbols really don't define us. You know, and that's why I'm saying it's a wake-up call, because it's really looking at your life. What is really important to you? Is it really having the big house? Is it really having, you know, an expensive car? I mean, yeah, those things are great, but maybe there's other things that you need to look at in your life that are more important to you.
So we're looking at downsizing the house, maybe downsizing the car. You don't need the Benz, the Beamer, or whatever. And what about savings? You're going to probably have to use, if you have savings, you're going to have to use a lot of that savings. And that in itself, savings feels like a security.
It does.
And when you start depleting that, it feels like you're letting go. You no longer have the security that you worked so long and hard to build. There we have a whole other mindset.
Yes.
How do people handle that in their saving, just the balance in their savings changing?
And you know what? That has happened to a lot of people because they have to use their savings account because they couldn't find a work, or who knows whatever happened, and they've depleted their savings. And that's one thing I always tell clients: work on getting your savings. Just even if you have to start with $50 a month, just put something away, because it does, on a mental level, it does help you, because you're thinking, well, I've got a little bit of money here. But you're, again, going back to what we said earlier, if all of your money is going toward an expensive car or an expensive home or a lot of stuff that you really don't need, why? And ask yourself that. You know, what's really important to you? Is that stuff really important? And the answer to that is no. And later on, we are going to talk about entrepreneurship, which could be a way of you bringing in more money so that you can, if you really want to keep those things, there's a way that you can keep those things as well.
I like what she called it. She called it the side hustle.
That's right, the side hustle. And
later.
everyone has to have that today. Everyone, I don't care who you are, even if you're making 6 figures in your job right now, who is to say that job is going to be there next week?
That is so true, and we have seen that time and time again in
Yes.
this economy. Okay, remember that. Put away something, even if it's just $50 a month, because it changes your mindset about savings. And if nothing else, this economy has showed us that we need that. We need that rainy day.
We need cash.
Yes.
Cash is king.
On that note, we'll be right back. I'm here with Cheryl Broussard talking about your money. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Pheleta Soul Series. I'm here with Cheryl Broussard. Now we're going to talk about that infamous budget, but Cheryl calls it a spending plan, but you are not psyching me out at all. That is a budget, and I don't like that word. So let's talk about that a little.
Yeah, and I know, and you know what? I don't like to use the word budget because when people think of budget, it's just like diet, and it's very restrictive. So I say, look, let's just call it a spending plan. And I have the best spending plan formula to give to everyone. So here it goes. Okay, so you take your net income, net monthly income, right? We're gonna break it down into 6 accounts. Okay, the first one is called your financial freedom account. 10% of your money will go into that. Okay, so that's money that you want to use for your retirement, investing, anything that you know you don't want to touch it. Okay, so that's from that, let's say, take for example, $5,000. So that means 500 will go into that, right? The second one is going to be your long-term savings to spend account. I know this is a long word there. Savings to spend. Now, here's the reason for this. This is for, let's say you need a new car, and you know you need it in a year, maybe 2 years. Coming up, okay, great. You're gonna put money, so that's another 10%, so it goes into that account. The next one, your third account, is known as your necessities account. That's 50% of that monthly income. So what is that for? Home, mortgage, rent, your insurance, car note, anything that you absolutely must spend money on. So that means $2,500 is going to go toward that account. Okay, so that's from that $5,000 that we're talking about, right? The next one is going to be your fun account, and that is your recreation, movies, concerts, clothes. 10%. Shoes. So that's another 10%. That's $500.
Shoes?
Yeah, and you could do that.
I'm liking this.
I know. Then the fifth account is going to be your education account. So that could be for college education for you or your children. So a lot of people are going back to school, and they might need money. So that would be education. And then the very last one, which really is the first, is your tithing and your charity. And that's another 10%. And that will give you money for everything. And see, this way, you had the fun account, and you could blow that $500 on a pair of shoes if you wanted to. It's up to you.
And not feel guilty
about it. So that's a great formula that I recommend to everyone.
I like that.
Isn't that a great one?
That sounded pretty
doable, and it's very doable.
The only snitch I saw in there was, 50% on your necessities. That gave us $2,500. That doesn't leave a lot. We live in California. That doesn't leave a lot for a mortgage or for rent. So how do you adjust that? Or is that what we were talking about? Downsizing possibly at that point.
Yes.
This is what you have to work with.
There's 2 things you can do here. You can either A, downsize, or B, what's the other one?
Side hustle.
There you go.
I see, I'm a quick study. Side hustle.
Bring in that.
Everything else side hustle.
Bring in that extra money.
Gotcha.
Because again, you cannot depend on your job. Bonuses are kind of gone out the window. Cost of living expenses or cost of living increases, those are gone too. And especially if you're retired, I mean, when was the last time that Social Security rate had a cost of living increase? It's been a while.
And if it is, I'm sure it's
minimal. It was nothing. Yeah, nothing. Exactly, exactly. Yeah. So here again, this mindset, what we're talking about today, changing the mindset, not depending on anyone else. What do I need to do to bring in that extra money?
Wow, I feel better now. I was a little weary of the spending segment. I'm not going to use the B word.
Right, yeah, but now you have money. Right. Now you've got fun money to use any way you want.
I like that. I think I'm going to put that into practice. We're going to have all this information on our website as well. On Facebook, like Pheleta, Pheleta, or you can like Cheryl Broussard on Facebook. All this information will be there for you because we want you to have it. We want to have great lives, and money can be a stressor. We want to release that stress and do everything we can to have a great life around relationships, money, the whole shebang. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back. for your personal worksheet to follow along, for behind-the-scenes videos, and much, much more. Like us on Facebook at Pheleta. That's Pheleta at Pheleta. Welcome back. This is Pheleta's Soul Series. We've been talking about your money today. This has been really good with Cheryl Broussard, money guru, author, financial expert. This has been so good. I think everybody in the room is like ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
So when we left, we were talking about the spending plan. I can even say that a little easier than the previous segment. Somebody asked, how do you do that? Do you have 6 different accounts? What's your suggestion for that?
Yeah, I recommend that you do break it up and have 6 accounts. Another way would be the envelope. I know we talked about this earlier, and a long time ago, a lot of our parents use the envelope system, and that will work as well. But it is better to have the accounts separate.
Separate and out of sight.
And out of sight, out of mind.
You know,
it does work.
Oh, that's right. I have $500 in the cookie jar. Let's go. You know, as I think back, that's probably what that cookie jar was. Remember when our parents used to put it in the cookie jar?
Yeah.
Like nobody was going to find it. We all knew it was in the cookie jar. But anyway, to surmise what we talked about today, just go through some of the bullet points.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it starts with your mindset. That's so important. You really begin to change your thoughts and remember that there's plenty of money out there. There's an abundance of money. Just continue to think that and not allow yourself to worry so much that there isn't enough, because there is enough. And the fact that you have it doesn't mean that I'm not going to have it. So that's a belief that a lot of people have, like, well, if I have money, that means she's not going to have any money.
Guilty.
Yeah, so get rid of your thoughts about money. The second thing is definitely doing that spending plan. It really makes a huge difference, you know, and having fun with your money. Don't become so, you know, like, oh my God, my money, I can't do anything with it. That's why you have that fun account, because then you don't feel so restrictive and that you're able to have fun with your money. Relationships, make sure you talk about it. Talk about it before you get married, not after you get married. That's important. You know, and again, as women, don't be afraid to discuss it with your potential partner. More than likely, they're more than happy that you are even bringing the subject matter up.
Okay, well, that was some great information. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we all did here in the studio. Thank you again. Thank you for being here, Cheryl. Thank you for all your great information.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Join us next time. We have a lot of great information for you, a lot of fun. This is Pheleta, Pheleta's Soul Series. This season on Pheleta's Soul Series.
Hello, I'm Pheleta, host of Pheleta's Soul Series. I've been in television for quite a while, interviewing celebrities, politicians, and athletes. While I have enjoyed my work, I've begun to search for more meaning in my life, starting with working on myself from within. I thought many other people may be on that same quest and decided to create a show that would allow us to do the work together. Thus, Soul Series was born. We'll work on relationships, money, health, career, and goals, together and from within. I've been blessed with a dynamic group of women who will lead each subject, like Dr. Brenda Wade, on guiding us to attract and keep better relationships.
There are all sorts of ways to make it work, and I will make it work. You can pick up a book. People, I swear to you, I had a couple come to me that said, we've been divorced for 5 years. We read your book, we're back together, and we're happy. Because we didn't realize we brought these problems, and now we've cleared them up.
Sister CEO author Cheryl Broussard will help us with our finances.
FIBERR.com. I gotta get the fiber. What?
Yes.
Wow.
So here again, you don't need any money today. The internet has leveled the playing field.
Yes.
And you're right. Right now, you know, things are not as what they used to be. You know, things are higher. Food prices are higher, and our income is not moving up.
So what?
Stone Love will show us how to nourish our bodies and our soul.
A lot of times we think that our health only involves what we eat, what we put into our bodies and maybe some exercise, but there's a spirituality component.
Our children, our love for our career, our loss of health, all of those things affect how we feel, how we do nutritionally. And what's wonderful about the Soul series is that we really bring the spirituality part into it. And I'll tell you what, this is what I teach my clients. You could want to do something, you could need to do something, and you probably should do something. But you're not going to do anything until your spirit is willing.
And Elaine Rogers will assist us in finding our true career path, again, from within.
Reality, I don't think people want to hear.
They don't. What happens though is that when you say, I'm fine, something's going on in your subconscious, at the subconscious level, that is saying, no, you're not, and you're a liar. So you just devalued yourself because you don't even believe that. And that's what I mean when I say that we need to take a look at the answers and the self-talk. Again, what do I believe? Take a look at the self-talk. When you're brushing your teeth in the morning, what are you thinking about?
So join me in doing the work together that creates great lives. Great lives don't just happen, they are made.